Hello everyone, my name is Nico and let's create a series of 3D learning projects together. Don't feel intimidated with the complexities of 3D lettering because I'm going to guide you through the process step by step. Today's project is going to be a perspective 3D lettering like this with swirly paths. So it looks like the word awesome is starting below and going up, and it's leaving this swirly trail of colors. And of course, we're going to add some reflections and some sparkles to finish off this lettering piece. We'll be using the 3D letter builder brushes to easily create the 3D perspective guides. Don't worry if you don't have the brushes because I have prepared the worksheets so that you could follow along the process. You could get them at the link in the description below. Without further ado, let's dive in. On a new canvas, add in your lettering. So you could draw a new lettering by hand, import from your previous work, or just type in any word using your favorite font. So I have here the word awesome. I created with an arc layout shape because I feel like it's gonna go very, very well with this popping up perspective 3D effect. So I'm gonna start by stamping in the 3D perspective guide. So if you go to the 3D letter builder pack, it's at the bottom part of this brush set. So scroll to the bottom, and then you have here the different 3D perspective options that you can use. So we're going to use the pop-up one. So select that and stamp it on a new layer. So just move it to the center and feel free to move it or resize it however you want. There. I think that's good. So if you notice, the guide is really, really big or really tall compared to our lettering. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to stretch it like this or deform our letters too much. We don't need to do that to use this template. All we have to do is either fix the width to the guide or fix the height to the guide. So since the width is very close, so let's just resize this to have the same width and move it up right there. So we're now going to duplicate this and resize it to fit the bottom box. So we're going to do the same thing we did. So we're going to resize it to the same width as the second box of our guide and move it to the top part like this. And then we are done moving it to the right position. Now let's hide our guide. And since we want to preserve our lettering so that if we made mistakes, we can always go back to it, let's just duplicate these two, move it to the topmost layer, and then hide everything else so that we have saved the lettering layers, just in case. So looking at this, I kind of want to move this down a bit so that the path or the wavy path is going to get longer. So feel free to just move it down like this. Perfect. For the design that we're going to do, we want to color the letters alternately. So A, W, O, and E are going to be red. The 3D perspective is going to be in red, and the W, S, and M is going to be in purple. So what we want to do is select the bottom layer and use selection tool to select the first, the third, oops, let me do that again. Zoom it in a bit more so that it's easier to see. Next is the O, and then the last letter, the letter E. Select them all, 3-finger down, cut and paste. So now these are in a new layer, which is what we want. Now we're going to connect the ends and the corners of our top and bottom words. So let's move these layers to the top so that it's going to be easier for us to see when we draw the lines. Let's start with A, E, O, and E. So we're going to select our brush. You can use any smooth monoliner brush and change to the color red. So all you want to do is to create like a solid colored line. So all we have to do is connect the extreme left and extreme right. So just shade in the visible lines for our perspective 3D. So let's go ahead and draw a straight line to connect the corners. So, oops, let's do that again. Connect it like this. We're going to edit it and zoom it in so that we position it to the correct place. Like this. Perfect. And here to here. Line, zoom it in. Move it to the edge. Move it to the edge as well. Next is the letter E. We're going to skip the W because it's in a different layer, and we're going to color it in a different color. So here is the letter E. The bottom corner is right there. And then we're going to connect it to the bottom corner, which is right here. Perfect. And this E corner right here and this corner right there. So it's here. And we're going to connect it here, which is already there. Perfect. And now this corner to this corner. So basically, we're just going to connect the corners that are going to be seen. And there. And I think that's it. And for the letter O, connect this side to this side. Edit the line so that we could get the correct positioning for the 3D effect. Right here. And right here. Perfect. And the letter E, the top corner to the top corner. Edit the line, but oops. Let's do that again. Edit the line, zoom it in all the way in, and touch the corner to the corner right there. And for the E, corner to corner like that. There. And move it to the corner right here. And then connect the bottom corner to the bottom corner. If you're not sure which corners to draw lines to, feel free to draw every corner. It's all right because we're going to fill everything in later on. So now we're done for the first set of letters. Let us switch to the second color, which is purple, and work on the letters W, S, and M. So same thing here. We already selected the layer for the W. Oops. Let's draw the line again and hold it so that we can edit the line like that. And then just move it to the corners. Perfect. And then the W here, the corner to the, whoops, corner to corner like this. Edit the line, zoom it in. Place it at the corners like that. And then check if you draw some lines like that. So no, you don't need a line there. You don't need a line there. Trying this corner. No, it's gonna cover there. No. It's for this corner. So it's no. So basically it's gonna be under this, so it's not gonna be visible anymore. So yeah, so I think that's enough. So for the letter S, let's get the corner to the corner, the top right corner. Oops. I hate when this happens with Procreate. When my palm touches the screen and it thinks that I tapped on the screen. Okay, so we're gonna corner to corner like this. Okay, and then the corner of this, the curve of the S, this to this. It may seem or look confusing right now, but trust me, you'll see it in just a bit. So corner to corner right here, like that. Corner to corner like that. And last for this is this corner to this corner. So it's going to be somewhere here and connect it to this corner. Which now you can't see anything. Okay. And the last letter for the M and M, let's try the corner. Yes. This upper left corner to the upper left corner right here. Perfect. And, oops, done. This lower right corner to the lower right corner. Let's see. Yeah, perfect, perfect. There. Let's see if this corner needs a line. No, it does not. This does not as well. So I think, yeah, we are done. So now what we have to do is we are going to color the entire thing purple and the entire thing red. So what we have to do is, okay, let's bring the opacity down so that you'll see. So let's bring this down right here. Let's hide the red lines. So we want to color the entire area purple. So to do that, let's just close the curve like this. So that when we fill it with color, we're going to fill the entire thing. So right now we could just color the path because we could just fill in it later on. So this one as well, we're going to color here to here to here as well. So just drop it like that. And then these areas as well. Perfect. Now for the M, I'm going to close it like this and color it like that. Perfect. Now let us turn on alpha lock, and then fill layer. So everything's purple. Perfect. Now let's bring up the red one, hide the pink one or the purple one so it's going to be easier for us to see. So we're just going to connect and color fill like this. Connect this to this. Color fill. For the O, connect these to color fill. Now we have one more. For the E, let's close these. So we can color drop that and color drop that one. So let's show them. Oh, sorry for this. Let's turn alpha lock and then color fill. So we just need to fill in these, but turn off alpha lock so we could shade these in. These as well. You could just color drop them as well if you want. Like that. And yeah, there you go. So what I like to do is I just like to duplicate and merge, just in case when I color fill these shapes, you have those thin lines that you see. If you want to get rid of that, just make sure you duplicate and merge things like this. All right. Now let's bring back the giant awesome on top and change the opacity to 100 again. So there you have it. The word awesome. Okay. Now let's color the word awesome in yellow. So color, you could just color up each of those or alpha lock, fill layer, and turn on alpha lock. That. Now let's just add two tones to this 3D letters. So if you're familiar with 3D lettering, you have highlights and shadows for your 3D projection. So we're going to do that here as well. So we're going to select alpha lock, or let's just do it on new layer so that we don't lose the details. And select a light red, and then draw some lines like this to here. Draw lines here to here. You'll see what I mean. So let me just do this first. And then draw like that. Clipping mask turned on there. Like that. So the base parts are going to be darker and the ones on the side are going to be lighter, just like that. So we're going to do that for all of the letters. So for the letter A, let's just repeat this, okay? So from here, this area is going to be light, and this one as well. So that's why we're going to draw a line from this corner. Make sure you connect it to the corner like that. And to this corner and to this corner. Edit the line. So from here, because this is going to be facing down, so it has to be dark. And here up to here. There. And then just fill in the space in between. Like that. Oops. One more. And this is going to be colored as well. There. Turn on clipping mask. There you have it. So for this A, I just want to like clean this up a bit because I noticed went a little bit over. So I'm just using the eraser to clean that up just a little bit. Going back to the light red. So for the letter E, the darker ones are for the faces facing down, which is facing down. Everything's facing down, so you don't need to add with the O as well. And with the E, it's this side, right? So the bottom part is going to be dark red, and the one on the left is going to be light. So let's just draw this from corner to corner. That corner to corner. And then let's just close that line and then fill it in. Perfect. Like that. So now for the purple, create a new layer on top, clipping master on, select the purple and select a lighter purple. And now let's add a lighter color to all the parts of the 3D effect that are on the side. So this face, so for this, we're going to connect the corner to corner again. Make sure it's in the corner. And this one is at the corner again. So let's fill the entire side right here. Like purple there. And this other side as well. So corner to corner like that. Select this entire area. Color drop it like that. So this entire area to that corner. Let's just close that shape and close this shape and color fill. There you have it. For the S, you don't need anything. It's usually the letters to the side with diagonals that we need to add that effect. So for the letter M, it's going to be corner to corner as well. This corner to this corner. Let's close it and fill it. So it's just going to color that side. Perfect. So corner to corner again here. This corner to this corner. Some of these details are going to be really small. So it doesn't have to be super perfect. So like that, we're just gonna close that and close this at the bottom so that we can color drop this like that. And one last, for the gap in between that has to be colored lightly as well. So yeah, like that. Let's zoom it in. We're gonna connect it here at that point, and then here. Let's connect this like this, and connect this like this so that we could color drop it in. Perfect. There. So let's just move everything to the center. But before that, so we have these lines going over. So what we want to do is we want to erase all of the unnecessary parts. So to do that, we're going to select this highlight, purple highlight layer, use 2 fingers to touch the darker purple layer, invert, and use 3 fingers to clear. So you don't have the excess lines anymore. Let's do that for the light red as well. So remove clipping mask, you'll see these lines or extra things right there. So we're going to select the layer, use 2 fingers to hold the darker red layer, invert, 3 finger circular motion to erase. So there you have it. Perfect. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to add some reflections to the word awesome. So to do that, it's super easy. Just select white. So I want to use like a thicker one. So I'm using this right here. So I'm using my fingers to lock the angle so that all of my reflections will have the same angle. So here, maybe like that. And another one here in the middle, another thick one right here. And yeah, let's make this a bit thicker. So let's draw another line, move it here like that. This one as well, let's make it thicker. Perfect. And let's add a thinner line right here. Make sure it has the same angle. Just move it a little bit closer to it. This one as well, but on the other side. And let's draw one more here. So it's up to you how many reflections you want to add. But for me, I like to combine thick, thin, to have that, to make it look more interesting, basically. And then add clipping mask. There you have it. So to see this shiny effect better, let's change the background color to black, like this. And now we can now center everything. So select the awesome layer and the 3D perspective, and let's move it to the center, like that. Perfect. All right, let's group all of these perspective effect together. Let's duplicate that and flatten the duplicates. That way we are preserving the original layer. And now let us add the wavy effect. We're going to use liquify. Oops. Alpha lock is turned on, so make sure you switch it off so you could edit it. Go to liquify. Move it like that. Just move it twice already for now so that you don't have to do this again later on. So move it twice there and a few steps down there. 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Oops. Wait, why is it moving like that? Anyway, pinch it. There you have it. You have that wavy, nice wavy effect. Okay, we are not done yet. So let us group everything, duplicate, flatten the duplicate, and then let's just bring it down. Let's just crop it a little bit there. So it's going to look like it's waving upward, right? Maybe increase the size a bit. to fill in the space a bit more. And now let's finish this with some sparkles. So if you have any sparkle stamps, just use those. So I think I have some here in my retro pack. Perfect. So, okay. So the trick here is we're going to add the sparkles at an angle. So if we're going to add it on the left side, so if we're going to add it on the right side, make sure the sparkles are slightly angled to the right as well. So to do that, just rotate it and then pick your sparkle size. I think this looks good. Okay. Let's add some smaller sparkles. Smaller sparkles right here. Maybe here. Then let's add a different kind of sparkle. Let's increase the size a bit. Okay. Then follow the angles. Make this smaller. Let's add in some smaller size of these. So just try to add it to balance the sparkles. Let's add some diamonds as well. Okay. I feel like this is a very nice filler to add to. Let me just try to center this, or add some more here to balance it out. Perfect. So there you have it. An awesome 3D perspective lettering. With the guides, it's more clear to you where you should add or where you should position your lettering to create that perspective effect. And I challenge you to try to recreate this piece or create the same effect using a different lettering. And if you have the 3D letter builder pack, you can try different perspectives. You could choose a different stamp and use that instead of coming from bottom to up. You can try like the different options that are available in that pack. But if you don't have the pack, it's okay. You can download the guides to create this project or to recreate this project and the other projects included in this 3D lettering series. Just download them in the link that is in the description below. And if you want to get the 3D lettering pack to create perspective 3D effect and many more 3D lettering styles, the link to my brush set is going to be in the description below as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment them below. And make sure to check out the other project tutorials of this 3D lettering series. I'll see you in the next one.